how to balance them. As we discussed earlier, all chemical reaction obeys some laws in their combinations. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about one of the important law, that is law of conservation of mass. Every chemical reaction, two or more than chemical substance reacts to form new product. In 18th century, one of the French chemists known as Laurent Lavoisier or Antoine Laurent Lavoisier is known as father of modern chemistry. He proved that in all chemical reaction, the mass of the substance produced after chemical reaction is equal to the mass of the reacting species. Then he proposed a law is known as conservation of mass. So according to this law, mass can neither created nor destroyed in chemical reactions. Let me write the law. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in chemical reaction. So according to law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in all chemical reaction. Now the question is, how did he prove experimentally this law? Yes. So he has taken copper sulfate solution in a conical flask and sodium carbonate solution in a test tube, and he tied the test tube by using a thread. Then he placed that test tube in the conical flask and closed the conical flask by using a rubber cork. Next, he measured the weight of the whole apparatus. So he got one weight. Let me take it as x gram. The weight of the apparatus is x gram now. Next, he started to mix both solutions by tilting the conical flask and shaking slowly, so that what happens? The sodium carbonate solution in the test tube spills and mixes with the copper sulfate solution in the conical flask. Then he observed some changes in that conical flask. That is nothing but new substances are formed. Later, he kept that solution for a while for the completion of the chemical reaction. Again, he measured the weight of that conical flask as well as whole apparatus. So he got a shocking observation. What is that? The weight of the whole apparatus was x gram itself. So the second time, if you consider first weight as W1 and the second weight W2, so even in the second measurement, he got the same weight. So that he gave a statement that in all chemical reaction, the mass of the reactant as well as the mass of the product remains constant. So we know that if two or more elements combines, forms compounds as the new product. So let us say element A reacts with element B, gives AB as the new product. So now we have to prove that law of conservation of mass. So according to this law, sum of the mass of reactant should be equal to the sum of mass of products. So sum of mass of reactants should be equal to sum of mass of products. Now we have to prove that whether all chemical reaction obeys the law of conservation of mass. Let's take one simple example. Carbon reacts with the oxygen, gives carbon dioxide as the product. So we can prove the law of conservation of mass by taking their atomic masses. So we know that atomic mass of the carbon is 12 and the atomic mass of the oxygen is 60. Here 2 atoms are involved, so that we have to multiply by 2. So take the sum of these two. So 12 plus 32, that is 44. Now we have to take the mass of the product side. So atomic mass of carbon is 12. Again, the atomic mass of the oxygen is 60. 16 into 2. 16 into 2. So if you take the sum of these, so we will get 44. By this, we got to know that mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product. Hence, this reaction obeys the law of conservation of mass. So let us take another example. The chemical reaction which is taking place in our body itself, that is respiration. During cellular respiration, what happens? Glucose present in the food reacts with the oxygen, gives carbon dioxide and water. Let's check whether these reactions obeys the law or not. Here, glucose, that is C6H12O6, reacts with oxygen, gives carbon dioxide and water. So first thing is we have to balance this particular equation. So let me balance it. Here carbon atoms are 6, right? 6 and hydrogen 12. Now the oxygen is here 16, 6 into 2, 12. 6 into 2, 12, that is 24. Means I have to write 6 here. Now this equation is balanced. After that, we have to write the atomic masses and take the sum of the atomic masses of the reactant as well as the product. So the atomic mass of the carbon is 12 into 6 plus hydrogen is 1, so that 12 atoms are involved, so that 12. Then the atomic mass of the oxygen is 60, 16 into 6 plus 6 into 2, 12 oxygen atoms are there, 12 into the atomic mass of the oxygen is 60. So if you take the sum of this, we will get 372 as the mass. So the mass of the reactant is 372. Now we have to calculate the mass of the product side. So 6 into 12 plus 2 into 16, 16 plus 6 into 2, 12 hydrogens are there. So 12 plus 6 oxygen, that is 6 into 60. So if you take the sum of these, we will get 372 as the answer. So by this, we get mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product. So here is one question for you. Let's see. Complete combustion, gives 4.4 gram of carbon dioxide and 2.7 gram of water. Show that the reaction obeys law of conservation of mass. Read the question properly. Here, mass of the ethane is given, carbon dioxide is given, and water is given. Now we have to prove that whether this equation obeys the law of conservation of mass or not. Let me write the equation. Ethane on complete combustion. Combustion nothing but burning process. Burning process takes place in presence of oxygen itself. So ethane reacts with oxygen, gives carbon dioxide and water as the product. First, you need to check that whether this equation is balanced or not. So we have to balance it. That is nothing but here 4, 2, 7, 6. Just cross check this equation whether it is balanced or yes, this equation is balanced. Now write the given data. Ethane, mass of the ethane is given as 1.5 gram. 1.5 gram. And mass of the carbon dioxide is given, that is 4.4 gram. And mass of the oxygen is 2.7 gram. Now we have to find the mass of the oxygen. So how we can find the mass of the oxygen? By taking the formula of moles. So number of moles is equal to mass divided by molecular mass. So we have to find the number of moles in ethane as well as the number of moles in oxygen. Let's find the number of moles in ethane. So number of moles of ethane is equal to mass by molecular mass. Molecular mass. So mass is given as 1.5 gram. 1.5 gram. How to find out the molecular mass? So the formula is C2H6. So atomic mass of carbon is 12. 2 into 12 because 2 atoms are involved here, and hydrogen is 1. So 1 into 6, 6. So 12 2 is 24 plus 6, that is 30. Molecular mass of ethane is 30. Substitute here 30 gram per mole. Okay. So by division, so to remove this decimal, I multiply by 10 to both sides. So what we get? 15 divided by 300. 15 by 300. So 15 ones are 15 20s are, that is 1 by 20. That is equal to 0.05 moles. Okay. So in one molecule of ethane contains 0.05 mole. In the question, it shows that 2 molecules of ethane require 7 molecules of oxygen. So 2 moles of ethane needs 7 moles of oxygen. So we know that 0.5 moles present in 1 molecule of ethane. Here 1 molecule of ethane contains 0.05 moles in it. Whereas in the equation it is showing that 2 moles of ethane requires 7 moles of oxygen. So 0.05 moles of ethane requires how many moles of oxygen? 0.05 moles requires 7 by 2 into 0.05 moles of oxygen. That is nothing but, by the calculation, we will get 0.175 moles of oxygen. Number of moles of oxygen is 0.0175 moles. Now 0.05 moles of ethane requires 7/2 into 0.05 moles of oxygen, that is equal to 0.175 moles. Now we have the number of moles of oxygen. By using this we can find out the mass of the oxygen. So let me write the formula. Number of moles of oxygen is equal to mass divided by molecular mass. So we got 0.175 moles of oxygen. 0.175 is equal to mass we need to find. Keep as it is, mass divided by molecular mass of oxygen is 32. 16 into 2, 32. So the mass is equal to, by the cross multiplication, that is 0.175 into 32, we'll get 5.6 grams. So the mass of the oxygen is 5.6 grams. So in the previous calculation, we got the mass of the oxygen is 5.6 grams. Now we have to prove that whether this equation obeys the law of conservation of mass or not. So now we have to take the sum of the masses of reactants. So 1.5 plus 5.6. So what is the answer? That is 7.1 gram. And in the product side, we have to take the sum of these two. 4.4 plus 2.7. So what we will get? That is 7.1 gram. So we can observe that mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product. So this equation obeys the law of conservation of mass. I hope you all understand the concept of conservation of mass. It states that mass can neither be created nor destroyed in the chemical reaction. In the next video, I will meet you all with another law of the chemical reaction.